Well, Yasaba, your 20 medias, your Damu, and I must say, Brasso said in Mpensenpensenmu, Ebro, Medica Catcher, say Euro 2020, so open so who be a higher now who be no asati, be a maybe Timako, a Ediamo. One I Badwam, Jumedia TC, Timmy Bassono. My uncle so now, and I saw constant because so Munima, as you named Tibia Danum, a dia Sedasson, and a demo, say, one I say, only Jumedia Azar paints. Yaja to be a #1 paint, any Azar paint in TNA, only a bush your bonny a young fan or painting a Jumamono, and then Nasemo, a free 1921, and as I young far away, Timothy Brew, into paint the Azar, our #1 paint. Shannon so say, on a Taichi, Ebra, multimedia, your platforms in an Euro 2020, no, AC Brown. DBS Industries, so Kyle say, their fan chance in BI, dance to Biano. And they cried on the Colorlink Plus and swap abba. Colorlink Plus roofing sheet and swap. You're guaranteed. A bra, or they bought or dance. In Chelsea Biakeke and a boy dance. So, Bribia open Chelsea about dance. DBS, Adom, Alaska Star Enterprises. So, 30% discount. Bra, Okohonokoto, or 5D, AD wall mural designs. And 3D wallpapers. Alaska Cement Country say, one of the Nyoma Pag Quemu, and only she share Panso Guaquemu. Into wallpapers, any apples in Nyoma kaka ho nyina no okope bi ato honma ade a ebo ye pa wona cha kwan Alaska Star Enterprise Tiptoe Lane wona circle more ehwe anim okan shi wona NS Chemist building no ehope na be hu wonu 0248 315 258 na watimi de edi djuma okwanso nkoso sanso ne ebekoso niada enyumakuo biti se Dr. Muzu Herbal Clinic yade bi ada na kran koda so bi ada koda Dr. Muzua eno so we free oprekope ediama Euro 2020 wona so multimedia your platforms no wona so kwanso nkoso na make one asemi Ashaman Lebanon second stop obi womo afans na Kashaman from Iron City and na say Achimota Christian Village so be won number from there 0247 776 743 na watimi anyone edi eyenkita Dr. Muzu Herbal Clinic ya jatum prekopese boy ho ban na ya de bia da ne kranko Dura Plus so on hihye painting ba bia Dura Plus du bia no ensu eduru ho prekope Dura Plus wajatum where water goes where water flows Dura Plus e wo ho no mtihye so sa enyumeku we na so kwanso kuse yemfa Euro 2020 yemfa Serge Median Emerald but Mpensenpensenmu beredu yada St. Andrews College of Healthcare yada wona say and the dead me consul akofa CD capsules, the CD ointment aba. Sounds like you akofa home time engine since abano. Ye down as so consul go so meka on moon sem edi actually but ye dase. So on as Monday to Friday will be jam and Mpensenpensenmu brim yetimide san komo we edi bro. Happy birthday enko ma aye revered producer one Dominic Kisieboa edi no bia nim but obi azu no. Father I struggle to get there. As na minya picture cry of Dominic Kisieboa so shameful obi amne na for years on picture we dey Akufo asem medical ka say Akufo ankasa de omunsa Armstrong dodo na no enye easy eba business dia Ghana economy no mugina mu pa but say pa say Koni to ni bottom very unusual of Akufo say Koni be to ni bottom say bia o yi ti say asante for ehwe enemy da bi Akufo nya sa de no enti enye won say odi birthday kwa no obesen ko mem kofom ko kakro ba nipa atafre no mem kofom obi akra ntirinka eti Mr. o de mo fa course no enhye nin cry o ya kra onfa ti Dominic Kisieboa multimedia proud of you your family is proud of you o yere no ma very proud of you o team on the adwuma wa sempa ekusi se ne bedwam so we are very proud sounds na meje say mpemfo ahodo a adwuma ya mo ho mu nyina so no they are proud of you and they will continue to celebrate you young man your future onyabe nkoso man bright and brighter na bia ntimi nko kama enfama we are back to the studio Benjamin Aye atnase era Benjamin Aye so de enchire mu bia what is you trying to film all our platforms intino or it say me aminu Pablo nikwase da o modi biem because as de bia da no repeating say my can de bia one ya de djuma wa say the ebemo madam so ne say oba kugina party e wo so ayebu o man Ghana enam ene Benjamin Aye ana ba ko so ko ndi se man yoko ma mabunu ni nyina obo ma no kama na ono so timi da wona no mamu nyina kwa ba me da wase on such a day. In fact, as a senka, one of the best days for me because a friend and a brother, close colleague, Aiden Awoden, unfortunately, I be share a very sad incident. So worrying. And we are celebrating, but with reasonable caution. And I think that's the conversation they shall say. Now, I would love that we look at how we can solve this problem. It has been with us all these years. Governments come, governments go, governments come, governments go. But finding a solution probably a Maya dream, they be ad hoc measures. And we've not been punitive enough as a country. If we look at it from that angle, then I think we are getting closer to the solution than say they among yourself on this matter because Mameji Brenni Nipa Dodoona, both MPP, NDC, security analysts, Ghana for Binomo, Central for Binomo, Jebre, over the night that I just wanted to understand a lot of things and why we are here still at this point in time. Also, the first blame game is that paper credit minima Adom Kumani say monfe na who yene basa basa any who ebo my Ghana mono monfe na mo tutu mo nyomo yina nyomanti mrase. Truth is that you cannot as a party in power run away from a certain responsibility, but the assurance and the measures are going to go akwa and I'm going to go akwa ne say any braba.
Your man hear me that say Michia oti for nya hwefo nya na dom de kinso ye man tiringwa
ojoso
yes nya mishra edema no so benya kwantenti ahodi wom na se de o kan ekọ ni so de anya din a oni hwe kra ni botum de emu be deep amano na
confirm how you know.
Oh yes nyambe bo man ni botum so aye kese na say what me ahwe ne ho yie ni na busuafo ne adofo ne society. Well, the issue of security, to say that now can personally I believe say one of the issues are any quasi the partisan politics, because security issues here shared responsibility. Ubia role also play this is a nas usual. You be see near the bay partisan the usual blame games now. Rather no, we embolden the criminals. They say empono me koko commit crime na nasem ko di body na ade be che endis for the before the baba be ye ntokwa na say asem na nkasa no asay. However, say you to me take a common stand as a nation, as a state. Na yina bibi say si ne anasa na mo bi ebetu ema akrom for criminals so we say there be amamfo ni abre against us no. At least ebetumi go to some extent to help. Because a shared responsibility will be our role to play on. Yes, ultimate responsibility no. Ewo will be her. Institutions be so home they play the front role. No. But Anna, does it mean say ye kotiada na omo ne ye dia hwemo nsa nti omo na enyo madwuma na ye ne sa na ye nyina ye nya resource no so a ye hwehwe no. In the process, for example, you man the bush for shedding. In some IEC and Ray. When the criminal ne bar, or identify as a NDC person as MPP person as a who crash as a policy. Oh, interesting. When you baby are, it's what my is see and run. It's mammy back in the background with nine chair, you know. Let me see. A bit not to me, a bit not to be a JB MP or any them now will be, you know. Eti issue ni say all these years even in the advanced societies after America on the street of New York almost every day you come be and so nya America ni be obaka say oh you come ni insecure to America no in the face of all that na see a poor criminals there you know mo better nti anamo be ne so yebetu ama o madwuma na ye den ama wo mo ana se ya bre na se kakra. One, the average Ghanaian any observant. The average Ghanaian, hey, my better musu ya baha so anka de bia me pia bonti no bi ka se me describe mu studio has said that ya ka me hu enkai minimi nya pabo ti e bia e kwa bonti ne se pabo atade be no share kra na aka na menkai nti ama ye security conscious you ntimi observe enioma around your surroundings no so be kaya Canadian ladies bia gofo bi repu wo mo Legon campus or the okay de obiya am to the chill just a sketch oh nipa no or pointed nose nipa no need to say nipa ni say omo put the sketch together no a face pop up it me match me ekokoche no so Ghana ni asem wasi ne area na ni tua pa so bisa say bia or ma description of incident na see na I want to be cafe say nradi see say na ni uhu criminal no kra so obetumi a kire say otisi no e be heading. It you say a conscious effort right from your KG school system no. Near money may a part of us. Security consciousness and may a part of us. Abuche young security at off in do na no mrewe oti pensioner oti ni window mu kra phone is in chain. Who suspicious character bia within the environment. Now you will call the security agencies. What be say? Yeah high. Ana nipa say crime nim even the security agencies the numbers in case empo who said crime be cause of baby ntino immediately also to me alert the security agencies are how many of us crana are aware of the security for the numbers. It is your conscious effort amasa education na nkoyi mama for who said we also have a role to play, and these are some of the basic things are able to me aye Ediabwa the bia incident back be see ni abe complain ya na ekọ na afufuru si ni abe complain ya na ekọ. That is one. Two, ohia poverty levels any unemployment. And also a factor. Minimum near public here CCB obia ye adwuma wo do be. Me sure say you drop on to na ne phone. Edani kemu a
patron you unemployed.
O say
Me unemployed.
Oh, you lawyer mu na you unemployed. Eno kra na of your this no education and caliber no. Say phone uko to the phone that me kemu a me sure say obeya atem say we phone. Over. Some dimension. It is here trying to me reduce unemployment rates now. E create nyuma e the man mabunu no so a eno so to a large extent because there's records, evidence, there's that direct correlation between countries and crime rates no low no unemployment rates so very low good koni pandu do na wadwuma ya ade kyen de na okwa bokro no say bonsam kran so pe adwuma ma those idle hands it as government the mechanism so the front row to play ananamo ben na yetutu between creating more jobs. That is why policies like planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory, any other policy you between back, creating the enabling environment for the business sector. Policy between be a bit, a bit create more job opportunities for a man for. I say you may call that the more you create jobs now. Number of people are engaged in criminal activities no so again street lighting you couldn't move baby use once a while some of these things not happen during the day but do not I see anajo ana you bet maybe be about your street lighting nana what you omaya solar you free. You make me install all kinds of solar panels within communities no more be brighten your streets so near corners near the adiana. You to me sir and also make me aboa my crime rate no so no ayeden aba a form kakra CCTV cameras national security near buying install so no Yenkoso enye more. Because yetumi ye more. And also a deterrent a bit. So Cronfone ko ye no CCTV camera bo ha onjan hwa ye bekimi a. And also betumi deter omo. Then even your national data, this national idea, ye as ye di agree. To a large extent. See ye ni and also betumi aboa. To the extent say nipa ne community crime. Na security agencies no ba crime scene ni etumi nya fingerprint or na say any other thing bia na they call the national data system ni mu a e betumi pop up say Mr. A or Miss B and the bobo kroni e wa ha na say be di ewi e wa ha. And then the national digital address system, because you have to identify say Mr. A or Mr. B no say Mr. A or B no and all. You bet me say data no you are building here, you bet me say yes Mr. A or committee crime has say or in this area and that's what is that what is selfie.
So with all these things are all table to no. What by about almost 5 years ni. Aban bia ba bambo hon sem da na koma so. Are you able to say that more to anamo bet me ama sa how we know another
yes, o man ni o man chechire no. Enya event.
Yeah.
A process kakra because you might be watching you can see say you tutu one more but enough it is corner say she no say shemu kina aban buy for example police for obi abedi ho dance security agencies number of vehicles are ye dey bo for more visibility all kinds of things eti ehihende eguso ekoso. But yeah, I'm more interested in just the complaint. Yes,
no, we are ignoring.
But yeah, share solutions, permanent solutions.
Probably as from probably 1992, bullion van drivers in quote, not that up to standard bullion van drivers. Bullion van drivers. My friend Aboso came much omode Omako magazine, commerce magazine, and I said, Omaba Aboso kana kokumpe Omabo si to on the credo ato. It's been with us.
Yeah.
But me Katia about 1992, ABC and Nano can say. I don't know whether to borrow your words or as or mine, you pay attention to detail and make that conscious effort. Say, Anya Shikra, Yedisika, Anna Echo near the bar, Anna de Yadishie, Anna Terminal Echo, Anna de bar. The Bank of Ghana crash, Macroya can say to treat the cry echo, and no crown and can we. How much more in Kitwa? How do we improve? Because Brivia than Omudi will easily. If I be the traffic mukana, a bit to be trapped. To work on a panel of Rebu and two. Apart from risk to Nipper Tikanimo, Sikani, yeah, miss it out so easy. What has been when Biogino that just yesterday night, let me check you who's almost say they made a release to the effect that from 2023 or 2021. All these mini vans should be turned into a bulletproof van. But some of these conversations, it's becoming worrying.
Well, to say the okay, it's a fact. Yeah. It's a fact that you say BOG and the bankers, no? Yeah. Asia.
Very worrying.
And more deadline. So at least bullion vans no should not be this ordinary ones. There are more specific ones also. To me a meet. Yeah. I'm sure most of these banks, they are in the process. But and I'm because we incident back home as you.
As he said,
yes, me say bullion vans are attacked. And just one out of the many crimes are of course into me say yes. It's a Bank of Ghana and the banks no cry at the bullion vans. Bulletproof ones now they are no ever. Yeah. Would that be the end of this crime? Definitely, maybe on better find another area. Didn't I say holistically? Okay. Measures also to me edit to no AC. Yeah. Even a two they call a. It will be a system the licensing regime. I bet me and can be a two-way acquire no Yakakotono. For instance, for no Konomunya shows, no could be say yes, at you say no. Aha, and you're 2 D so or mind it to you moon if it is 2 years no waiting and the walk. Okay. Now you to me, I call tiny panel. So moto. Near the idea of movies, Biblio Street, you see, are they the licensing regime again? Many of them, and your license. It also is also law enforcement. It me agreement to make sure say this is not a license. Nempono, the crime be seen with me with the number of a motor and as a car crona. Omodo beye the babo chrono no. it me through the help of DVL and so to me who say yes, this vehicle and as a motor we see no, I assume a CDA.
Okay.
Now you to me, Abu. There are all these kinds of things are you hold the role to play and advance when you rules on the
so most of your text messages are about people want to express an opinion about Mofanche ain't we must have this morning because a discussion we want to have at appropriate times every room also be interactive. Where are you worried?
The kind I mean cheer among Moshe or Mafidi Cassia so. Na me fa kwenya so na me so me fa manon kan na me ma Dominic Trinkwa. So be anyway Juma Dominic yewo Adom TV and Asempa FM. Na kwa uni and no ma kakra ye nyina na e beje kakra. Ya be ide on to bi ni nyina yen kan ya ansa na yakọ. Amahine.
Yeah.
Enema mienu. The di kan. Untumi nka insecurity ho asem a wonfa sobo embo aban. Virtually impossible. The tosumienu. Ye na ye jitum. Say ye de ye fa ho di a na nka ye wo. Sorry na pan let me atam to mesere so. Na me na ma me kita na me de bo me ho ban. Ye na agi atum say sa fa ho di na ye wo no. Ye de na abomu na ye de ahwe obi nsa say je afa boy ye ho ban. You know, you cannot untumi enka issues of security without not say on hwe nipa na what they say to me na say ne say bom me ho ban no. Se nipa no e faili e wo say adwumadie ne ho a natural say society na break it down. Because natural say obiara de ne fa ho die ana ne bible instem e be hye ne nsa no abon ho ban. Immediately be do ho no mo no na ye go into society a sociologist friend no a civil society in Brabia and Yajuma. It will be a baby ope. It's no, a buy no, it means training in fit the air cost anymore. But I mind ye can't see a crime or baby. Immediately I beg sir a year not to say crime baby. And I say you fail it. Because there was some advanced democracies a crime in the honor. Our crime a year to the lowest level. Honomo and I say aspa say ye bedu. It is argument say oh boniko so baby even in advanced democracies no. A statement of failure. An admission say ye faili ye hu ye ho ano inti ni age atum no. But am hine the data and ye adwuma.
Correct.
It no I was say started twenye bi say I say in 2016 na crime say armed robbery say na course. 2017 na man ko see sign 2018 na ye bisa ye who question say there be na ye root cause no then na e lead to sa crime way adenti na sa etio crime edo so say ye hwehwem a ye behu na fare bai na me de minim say me ye mabru dom boafo yi de minim enema ni bia e de crime e koso amahene impempi ma betena mu studio an maka say kwan a ye ku galam say no ne sunsan so ene etio ehun sembone a amanfo edi no galamsey sites a omakoshi excavators nyina no what to say so much tube bi ohono moda because in every galamsey site abeko no weapons are egu hono mo no galamsey sites no weapons egu hono mo a omode bo galamsey no ho ban no omokonom kochi excavators na branch ni to nram no mudwane a omo nchituo ne nka ho. And obi biara visit galamsey site bia mamu station so mu crew ne ba akoko yebi ye ko hu etuo
Erastus
well etuo bebre site ni nyina wo hefa okona ko pamo nipa na o to adwuma o ye adwuma honom na onim se na galamsey ne koso a ebo mu hu sika da bia etu ko pamo no na wa ma no alternative bi ono de be ye adwuma na sabe ne sabe kona no kretu a ebia no ye kronfo ba komo na de no nti ade san o de tuo no betie si bedwam no de akwa ko pe bibi ka kredi ye tosu ye no ehu de course wa ya waso west wugon hwe ye betie no ye hu ne asre ne apretende se hwen course
bibi akoso
ba ye nyina ehu de course wa ya waso west wugon embrate na ba krom ye nim bi no mo esi ye no ye de bebre pictures to social media ye nim dwumadi a omudi won kran kromu anomo sam branch ye no etuo na yɛ sesa de mɔ mo a ɔmo de ba ya waso wasu gon so etuo no wɔn hefa yɛ ti kurom ha no mo ɛna amanyɔkuo MPP ba yɛ ɛna enim sɛ ɔmo mbranti a enim a na ɔmo di ɔmo various vigilante groups anim ɛna yɛsesa bebree na ewura national security mɛ na wo kasa yi yɛ prosecute amanfo bi ɛkɔkyɛ ɔmo a ɛtiwa forest ni mu of them yɛ national security operatives yɛkɔ etua no mo kita ɔmo di tu galamsey saa tuo ni nyinaa gu kurom so sɛnea minia bɛna yɛ kan yɛbɛtumi ahwɛ licensing regime of sɛnea yɛyɛ yɛtuo no nneɛma but the main fact ne sɛ saa etuo wɔ nyinaa ɛwɔ kurom nti na saa tuo no nipa ne nyɛ adwuma bi a ɛna saa yɛn mmeranteɛ a yɛhyehyɛ wɔn bɛgu ayɛ aso bebree yi a yɛhyɛ wɔn uniform yi open the national security and president wɔn akɔto wɔn a na wɔn ma yɛ inventory of arms na wɔn releasing wɔn saa da no na yɛn bi sɛ arms no sɛn na ɛda so wɔn nkyɛn wɔn ahene yɛn nyinaa yɛ wɔ kurom yɛaso da fam yɛte nkɔmɔ ni bi ɛyɛ ayɛmhyehyɛ the third issue ɛyɛ kwan a yɛafa so over the last 4 years yɛayɛ recruitment into various security services
ɛkwan mɛ
mɛba so ɔbɛka yɛ a ɛno a shooting no ɔmo yi su AK-47 from the reports I heard no ɔmo sɛ AK-47 yɛn license AK-47 wɔ kurom ha no yɛn license yɛwɔ tu a yɛn even ɔbɛsɛ license pistol a sɛ ɔkɔ license pump action a it's so easy and simple but ɔbɛsɛ license pistol a the regime is totally different kwan yɛ bɛ license pistol ama no ɛnza kwan na ɔsɛ bɛfa license pump action ama even pistol ne kra no rounds of ammunition no determine the procedures ade bɛkɔ to and na license ama and the cost a ɛyɛ involved but meaning sɛ M16 assault rifles AK-47 yɛ license so if these weapons are solely to be in the hands of government it means say bebree na nanam yɛ bɔ de so na ɛba but kwan a ɔmo fa so nya no yɛate mbranteɛ bebree in the last 4 years a ɔmo hyɛ police ntade a yɛ recruit ɔmo as police recruits a ɔmo akɔ bɔ korɔ no ɛna meka sɛ kwan a yɛfa so yɛ recruitment no sɛ yɛyɛ background checks papa na yɛyi amanyɔsɛm afi mu because in the last 3 years now you advertise police recruitment nso na bia na yɛfa police for ama asɛm na kɔpie parliament yɛ advertise nso bɛ hu ayɛ police for pass out because the amount many unimu no ɛne sɛ bɛ advertise na Ghana de hyɛ bi a sɛ bia mo yɛ qualified akɔ akɔtɔ bi ne afɔ mu yɛ advertise nti yɛfa ɛna yɛ nim nkurɔfoɔ a ne yɛ ne ɔmo take constituencies mu ɔwɔ hɔ a ne yɛ afrɛ sɛ asɛm asi bɛyɛ kɔ police o wonim nipa ne so ne ne ban
no anya kwanya
it's no anya kwanya and I begin to ask yourself say debe na ye institutions in the last 5 years you are bastardizing all our state institutions one way or the other you are politicizing in over this weekend KNUST yeah kwapɛ program you booking auditorium dean of students one Dr. Jaribi and then you NDT for programs on my here make we see assemble so you are politicizing almost every institution it's the institutions that say show more day no mutumi yɛ adwuma ɛde boa yɛn no because of politics yɛ gu yɛ man no the other issue ɛyɛ the issue of unemployment ɛno ɛna ba bɛsi fix it ne mu no ɛda bɛka ɔha no sɛ wohwɛ free SHS good project obiara is getting education but uni ɔmahene the more educated people you find out there the more sophisticated crime becomes especially when there is no end game to the education system. No? So we are producing them in batches. And then we have a lot of mushroom institutions for tertiary. It's the secondary school. Or better so we are graduate because university we cry body in our own baby. There are curriculum nobody knows. Our pass we school. Or manyako 2 years come our school we tertiary or you're unemployed. And the number of unemployed young people are it is becoming scary. But who national security for documents now? I'm a commission and then I say last week Monday.
Yeah.
And one of their challenges that confronts them is the issue of unemployment. Unemployment in the sense of Sanya Ben Ekan say many Ben Epiabon say you know said it will be phone that one name. But many of you are university. Not also I crouching in our school area. Now, sometimes for 1 year, maybe 500 Ghana cedis. Ebi may see in Semuda. odu fie nso a efie jendum ye ye di gune so sa branch no pia bonti no bi ka kire say ye wo operation bi ye be ma otuo ye ko ne ko bokro na obeko. So there are various factors. The last and most important issue njuma bebre na ye gu no. Njuma na egu no. The banking sector reforms. A big problem. But the buy ni egu so. The number of people are non kamu gainful employment mo no mutifie. Bebre no alternative. COVID by last week, Business and Financial Times front page, and our finance front page, and then now 46,000 agribusinesses and a collapse. And then one puts the figure at 16,000, 48,000 businesses and a collapse, and 16,000 of those businesses within the agri sector. And then you say the biggest sector employ the informal sector in Ghana, the agri sector. So if 16,000 of that sector now collapse after COVID, then we are in serious crisis. And this is where leadership matter. This is where I say, who say your mind, you know, hey, you be, affix your mind, so that a microphone need that so any hope. O mind, say me will children me home. Now commode me, now commode me, now commode me. Now they are making say, I buy penny for you we. I buy penny for teacher boy. I buy penny for you we are. A guma bema. Me lawyer to be more mind be answer beko. Men so me peko ya me di. So we must look at all these issues comprehensively. But when it revolves around one person, the President of the Republic of Ghana, it revolves around the government of the day. Because the same American, maybe a parade, make me fix street lights if our streets are dark. It is the responsibility of government to provide street lights. It's not just a tax, no. So unemployment issues, we don't expect government to create jobs, but you expect the government to create an enabling environment. Oh yeah, Juma, we make profit out of it. So if all these things are not happening now, the government cannot exonerate himself of blame. And you see, it's a crime across almost all these factors are media to today. You can only blame one person. And for me, I say it is because of the ineptitude of this government. And no direction.
Okay, so government takes responsibility. What's the responsibility of the citizen?
So the responsibility of the citizen, as you said, you become law-abiding, report crime, and make sure you do what is right. But majority of it, and you see, leadership is a cause. What follows the effect of leadership? It is because of the leadership he's shown from 1990, about 2000 and 1990. Ache. It is the leadership that has been at the top. I remember JFM. As I mean, I'm your office was here. I remember JFM from that small place. And now you own almost all the buildings around you. It is the kind of leadership. It's a leadership, no. And that is the current state of Ghana today. For the first time in the history, young people all over are calling for fix-it. The problems of Ghana had always been there. But successive people, successive governments were seen doing something about the problems. And then a government that has borrowed over 220 billion, yet it gives the people no hope. What we need today is leadership that restores hope. Leadership and GDA, and then that's all ever. Who say that so no one say now. It becomes difficult for you to call upon the citizens to do anything. We are called to be citizens and not spectators. Today, we are being citizens, and we are telling the government that we're failing in all aspects of the economy.
Okay, so National Youth Organizer Medase, I appreciate where you're coming from because when I'm reading Komo, I want this conversation should be situated in a point, bringing solutions to the everyday challenges we've had as a country. Today, it is this government in power, and I trust you're saying they cannot take out that responsibility bit, you know. That is why, because if 1992 as of mine, the consciousness that we have made in improving our unemployment situations, in ensuring that the turnout of our graduates from our universities, known and unknown ones now, about boom babontin, how have we put Unioma in place? Because turnout from our university, it keeps increasing. If the NDC crown a what power now, and the normal 10,000 fee or now 200,000 fee, a boom, boom. So how do we as a country solve this problem? That's the challenge we are facing now because your car DB are now politicians, Mamba Jaffa. Now, yes, taking responsibility in the dodgy system. This matter of artificial or fake bullion vancy, if the BOG actually cracked out to a bunting to ensure that by 2023 all these vans will be turned into bullion vans. Now the issue is who is effectively monitoring to ensure. So even the banks so-called in the crown, or manamon towards securing these vans, no, is in process. One
quick one. You know, when we do this to ourselves, I am a miracle. Because you know, I know how a bank is registered and licensed. And one of the prerequisites for licensing and registering a bank, and they said you must have a bullion bank.
So that's the challenge.
But so you see,
so that's the challenge.
Comes to the issue of leadership.
No, but we have leadership.
So Bank of Ghana's supervisory role.
Exactly.
It's not playing.
No, but that's it. That's the point I'm making. So as a country, between me, we have to admit that there's too much failure on our part. Because clearly, Bank of Ghana, what education to pay? Who set up a banker? The Ehiani business said, and Sanabajia to say, oh, bank, Korano, apart from Usika, who demonstrating your manner, I can't be said to say,
just like you need an office, so you need to show, say, the money and deposits.
So people have not been held responsible over time because of politics.
Me seated here, as human as I am, then I'm here pay. So system be our honomo, not supervision, and you lose that. I will exploit the system.
That's correct. That's correct.
What's that here? Leadership should be by example. If the Bank of Ghana is out there
and it's failing its people
and is doing what it's supposed to do, we will not have this conversation.
Okay, so good.
That's a basic.
That's good.
That is what I'm saying. Is the whole issue, the whole discussion of this country, leadership.
Okay, so how can you you can before not necessarily at the top. Obi Obinya Kwenya representing Ghana in a certain space ain't mean live up to that needed expectation. What continues to be the challenge? Because a clear example, Odiama, O Setia Banga,
okay. Assemble, it says that understanding the question halfway through a success. One two question I see Ubitin. What I see not to me at the proper answers in Swaba. Intinamika say, Adia Minu or Pesia Dano, partisan politics as usual. For NDC, they think everything be politics. And I'm saying, no. Especially when it comes to national security issues. When it comes to security issues. Otherwise,
it's so simple. Say, you're getting now too as on mine. Nemo yen timin tuwa na mombia sana montuno. Yen kase yo kandi fo ade area akohye mu. Ebe isa kandi fo de sinchen. Se yen wa ase no, yen nye de ensem fata. Na kandi fo no da so no, ono no ma sa akonya no, an ye di se adwuma no. Se kandi fo no yiri mu a, we don't have a choice than to follow him. That's the process.
Into 9/11 CE no. And they said that other places are crime all over. No? They blame their president.
They changed governments because of crime.
Please, Okasanamitia. The Namua could piece a galamsey Tina, boys, you say. Under their watch, Jack Bibley, bullion. Okay.
Yeah. That's bullion business, isn't it?
Jack Bibley.
I don't call the bullion.
Jack Bibley, no, your mind.
That's the police.
Almost special police commander.
How?
Jack Bibley, under their watch.
Special police commander.
And then this.
Yeah, Ghana special police.
Satam Nagalamsey issues, no. No. It is why you can't assembly banner person who MPP and this is some it will pen net the Mkwana. I mean, it's funny. As I am to me, solution because a basana, we rather embolden the criminals. Yet your man under my watch, Muamu Defense Minister Dr. Kumbo, a cotu, everyone came, a report to police for investigations now. Who said it was fired from the car inside the car out, and not so being a shooting from outside but inside. He was a defense minister. Dr. Kumbo, under my watch. In terms of saying, maybe say, Nico say you call that way. Otherwise, you have solutions. No. You should share your man, I'm moving you to a bit in your boy. unemployment rate are you? How do you feed in free SHS? Are you telling me that person now go invest here, we go secondary school near the Adom, I go invest here, you know? The probabilities of commit crime are higher than the school dropout. Is that what you're telling me? You know, also to me find could be the free SHS, especially some Quranic school university near you know. Oh, please.
You didn't even understand me. As I'm careful afraid of
so, Master, but you can't boy. Somehow, okay, you know, Papa be any year, carry the songs and you didn't.
No opinion.
You didn't opinion. I can alcate. So, it's unemployment. Yes, said the Mikaya on answer on so can. It is. So, unemployment rate, no, a higher probability of the committee. But men found for any say. No, but so I say, in 5 years, you are buying a dear new man. What did they go up? Look. Some of the policies are being from the for example, planting for food and jobs, for export rare in this animal, and it may create job opportunities. Yes. It has a problem, and I'm policy.
It's not just a paper policy. It's an effective one. Of course,
that is why, for example, for example, under their watch, I go. They be an anchor, for example, a full and new I go for it to qualify for the and they buy through one intervention, you could create baby ma, full for some form of entry, and then I will go for export or Burkina and other places. Besides, what a friend is saying, one district, one factory. It's a careful begin say, I'm a move and yet event, a process. One district, one factory, simple, a move 85, and I am ready, and I'm running. Mr. Addison Suguso, 85 less will be after Nipa 10 cry direct employment. Say 850 cry now. At least, what to some extent. The neighboring environment, that is where they get it. By our critic, unim cry, say interest rates. I drop that low. Interest rates should drop now. Two things, that is cost of money. And I from no. It's businessmen, entrepreneurs. It me borrow money. Expanded their existing businesses. As they expand their existing businesses, not only creating direct jobs, because a human expansion is likely to be over 1 or 2 but the products so now for better air turn also in create jobs indirectly. And as I also only existing business now because interest rates are from Nintino. Also to make a borrow at the start something small. But when you now then enough at this stage, he talks what they call in a banking cleanup. Under their watch, banks, not a financial institution, not only were they collapsing, people were losing their deposits. Any employees and now lost their jobs. It's only a baby back. Na simple no, lose job. Now so we deposit your second. However, Bank of Ghana reports and so the one dance say after the cleanup, the banks are now doing far better. Go and check their reports I will post you. Far better. Tibia now and can maintain the old order where I wanted to bank now collapse. People lose their deposits and then lose their jobs as well.
Yeah.
So again, COVID-related issues. Pandemic we are seeing now. Don't expect say unko the way it measures bearing na post COVID no ye dey egu for more ye dey better cover the Bantampa care programs soft loans are MBSSI so mass some within and saying omo ma manfo and all these measures are put in place but Bank of Ghana dey ni bullion dey say any new e your market per release 2020 oh baby
2019
and no money banks in I say yes tell that me again or say munya bullion what they are using is a bullion to some extent meet that but almost a standard
enhanced features
yes woman who said crime need to me cause so many bankers in I say enhanced features be standards European standards be grab them. But because some of these vehicles, and so expensive, maybe association in Koko share bank and Nakusha. Omufi said, therefore, you need to be facing out overnight. But to show leadership and supervision, or my deadline. So by this I'm saying date now was a communicate on my issue.
2023.
So by that time, no, all of you should have phased out this current ones you are use like I told you use anyhow. No, who facing out now by that time, no, this is the standards are you better approve. You better approve. So it is efforts, cost, cost. But for COVID, growth rate on the average was about 7%. Under your watch, growth rate average 3%. It would be said, this is a government all put measures in place to address the issues. Okay. About when happened. Pesika and Commode Kotoka, Bacopedia, Mama Haman and Crawford. I buy a one to Saka. And I'm not me. I buy presidential. Please, Mama Nusia Gavatias. I buy and I don't go for buy. I said, no, this fleet we say no, in here we saving some year, and don't come to me to about 100 cars at the police
okay, so,
to enhance security.
We are wrapping up. Communications Officer NDC in Bono, also double happy birthday. Techimensa Richard, Central Region Secretary NPP, happy birthday to Dominic. Mamifwa sensing this one, the Lord who watches over Israel watch over you. His foot will not be never moved, neither shall darkness befall him. The oil of preservation, protection, and prosperity will forever be potent in your life. Goodness, greatness, glory will be your portion all year round. I pray for your soul to live well in the land of the living all the days of your life. I pray for the best of marriage life for him. That which fought his fathers will not find him. Happy birthday from your auntie to my great serviceable young man, Dominic Isiebwa. Mami Fwakutu. Yes, just the bite, and then we.
My main country, crime by its nature is not political.
Yeah.
But the will to fight crime is political.
Crime
by its nature is not political.
But the will
to fight crime is political. And
that is why I can scabody koto kaba kwama president Mahama Atremu. Yeah, the koto over 100 cars at the police for. But you people did not have even that will to fight. Scabody koto kaba kwama Mahama. Yeah, the says kana koto police cars 100 plus. 82 parties, one and the other the will, the political will to fight crime. One award that to fight crime. But they need that will no crime. Only if that is the solution there.
Our president currently is living like a superstar, renting aircraft exorbitant.
Mudia Mahama, Uncle to play the camera, man. Uncle first canon, Uncle to play. According to
okay, so unfortunately,
Koto play, bro, my